Welcome back to another episode of Excuse My Grandma. It's Kim and my co-host,
Grandma Gail.
We're recording this episode on Valentine's Day, even though it's coming out tomorrow on the 15th. But happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day and happy Valentine's to Kim.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for my gifts.
Oh, well, I really had fun picking out the flowers. It takes a couple of days for those blossoms to open, so I got them 2 days ago. So now they're just looking good this morning.
From Publix?
Well, of course, from Publix. That's my favorite place. And I got your mom something with balloons and Dad.
I saw it was sour candy.
Right. I figured that would be good also because your brother's coming and he loves those.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful day in Florida. And thankfully, I heard from our New York branches that the snow is all melted in the city. And
Well, we were in New York, but it was great weather.
Well, you had beautiful weather.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really glorious. So this is the last couple of weeks between the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day is really a month of love. I think February is really a happy, cheerful, loving month. And since we're a dating podcast, I think we should update everybody on what you did so far for Valentine's festivities. Yeah. They weren't all about a Valentine. You had friends and whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I also love February because it's my birthday month.
Well, that's true.
but it's not until the end of February.
But you talk about it for an entire year. So we've been talking about a birthday since your last birthday.
I don't care about my birthday, but I actually do.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have a birthday party that's gonna be 1960s mod themed.
Right. With four
Peace
people.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, for Valentine's Day, I mean, I'm not going on a date or anything. We're going to go out as a family tonight.
We're going to have my favorite dinner tonight. We're going to have bellinis and pasta.
Yeah, that's the best.
Or salmon. Salmon.
I've had salmon the last 2 nights, so I have to get something else.
Well, you're going to have something else.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to my pasta and my bellini. I was thinking about it since last week. I was looking forward to Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're here in Palm Beach, and we're going to a local Italian restaurant.
Well, we'll say the name. It's a worldwide restaurant. It's Beach A. And they're
always worldwide?
Oh yeah, it started in Milan, and it's in many, many places across the world.
Yeah, we love Beach A, and they have a very good butternut squash ravioli.
Right, everything is very good, and what's very pretty. If the weather's nice, we'll sit outside in the garden, which always makes it very festive.
I'm sure they'll decorate it red or something, and we'll show you guys our outfits.
Mine are not going to be red because I really looked in my closet this morning. I have nothing really red.
Well, you have pink.
Well,
you have a lot of pink.
I can't wear my Excuse My Grandma sweater for dinner, but I'll figure out something. Yeah, I'll figure out something.
We'll pick out our outfits together and post that video for you guys to see. But otherwise, I had a Valentine's Day party when I was in New York City. So, girl Valentine's. I invited about 15 girls to my apartment, and it was so fun because I ordered everything from Amazon, and we did candle decorating, cookie decorating, and then we had cheese and sushi, and everything was pink.
It looked so pretty. I saw it on TikTok, Kim. It looked so adorable. I was very jealous.
Was it Grandma Gail approved?
Oh, it was definitely Grandma Gail approved. You're very good with themes.
I love a theme.
I know you do. I can't get together with a theme, but you really did it really well, and the room looked so pretty, and the girls all looked like they all got into it, which makes it fun.
Yeah, and you know what? Like for some reason I thought it was going to be like nobody talked about their boyfriends or like
they needed a rest.
Like it was just like girl time and like catching up and like doing some crafts and stuff, and I love that stuff. So that was really nice. And I'm sure my girlfriends who are in relationships will have a wonderful Valentine's Day.
And we wish them a happy Valentine's Day. And what you also did, which of course, when I was dating, to go to Tiffany's was a big deal. And you went to the tea at Tiffany's, which, correct?
Yes. So I love the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh my gosh, that was iconic.
And so it was smart, obviously, for them to open up a while ago, the Blue Box Cafe in the store. But I think the store got renovated recently.
Oh, everyone is raving about it. I haven't been there. I have really not been to 57th Street in like 2 years.
Oh my God, it was the best day, Grandma. Like we had tea and then we went to Bergdorf's and then we went to Saks. I didn't buy one thing, but it's still the best.
Oh, it's so festive though. It's so
thing.
pretty. And the stores really dress the holidays up well. I mean, they know how to do it really well.
Yeah.
And it's fun just for the experience.
Yeah,
Nobody has to buy anything if they don't feel like it. You just get into a mood.
Mm-hmm, right. And it's just like nice to look at nice things
Yeah.
and to walk around the department store.
And
They
what was
tried
doing in
45
Rockefeller?
million
Well,
perfumes
naturally.
on.
And what about Rockefeller Center? Did you walk by that when you went to Saks? Was that busy?
I think I just passed it. I
Oh,
didn't go in
okay.
or anything.
Nobody was ice skating. I'm sure they were.
No, well, it was like 60 degrees.
Oh, yeah, but there's still ice skating
Yeah,
there.
true. So that was a fun activity. The tea, comparatively, I've had better teas.
But probably not in a prettier place.
No, it's pretty, like, the food. So one tea, you get like one finger sandwich, one scone, whatever,
Right.
and it's very small. Usually when you order a tea, which are not cheap, by the way, like you get 5 finger sandwiches and whatever.
I think I'm going to, and I don't know because I haven't done it yet, and I'm going to do it. That when I go back up there, maybe Poppy and I'll go to celebrate each other
It was a hard
for our birthdays.
reservation.
I'm sure we'll do it in advance. But I think it's all about what Tiffany does to the tabletops because, listen, this is their business, so they want you to enjoy the china, probably do the silverware, and the whole table setting itself.
You know what? Yeah, it was definitely pretty, but what was prettier was when you're waiting to go into the restaurant, it's in like a room with mock table
settings, right.
like 10 different
I'm sure
ones.
that's what that's
they're
extra
hoping
special.
to sell probably and
I
extra
mean,
special stuff.
it's still the most beautiful store to go for any kind of gifts
Well,
and,
so it's
and
so
weddings.
funny. She'll love that I'm saying this. So, my friend Alexa, she got there earlier before me. I walk in, she's trying diamond rings on. She's getting married.
She has a beautiful
She
diamond ring.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a wedding band. So she was trying
okay.
a wedding band on, and I was like, I'm only a few minutes late, and just had to try this on. She sent it to her boyfriend or fiance, and he was like, "That's ugly."
Oh,
So
no.
she's
All
not
right.
getting that one, but
Okay.
they have a lot of beautiful pieces there, obviously. So that and then I went to a Super Bowl party.
Oh my gosh, that Super Bowl between the Kansas City Chiefs and San Francisco, it was really, and I didn't watch the beginning part, so I have no idea what happened in the beginning because I really wasn't that interested. I was watching a Hallmark movie. But then my movie was over at 10 o'clock, and I put it on just to see what the score was, and all of a sudden it's a tied game. And I ended up watching the last part of the game, which was the most exciting part of the game. And
Well, I only also watched the first half and then
You watched the first
halftime.
half, right.
But then, so I went to this party with really nice people, and then my friend Danny and I were like, wait, I wonder if like people are all watching the game. Like we could probably get into any restaurant we want now.
I'm sure that's true.
That doesn't have TVs in it. So we're like, let's go to Ruby Rosa to get pizza because we were in the mood for like that kind of food since it was a Super Bowl, but like nobody was there because
they're all at home watching the game.
there's no TVs there or anything. So we went and did that during the second half. So we kind of missed the exciting part.
And the fun thing was to see at the end, to see the whole Swiftie situation and Kelsey. And you know what? It's for Valentine's Day, it works. I mean, whether they're a real couple, a false couple, or whatever kind of couple, who cares? It was just being there, watching them kiss and send out love to the crowd. I thought it was great.
I don't want the Swifties to come after me, but I will say like, it's a little convenient that he like won, right?
No,
I mean,
that's that. They're
Obviously,
just
they didn't rig it, but I'm just saying, like, what are the odds that, like,
Well,
they're
it
the
was
hot
very
couple,
nice.
she was there, he was the winner, they had that whole moment. Like,
I
that's-
think it was great. It's
great for TV.
It was great TV and great for love.
Yeah.
So I think Kim this week, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of Travis and Taylor, we read.
Oh, we
this-
often speak about them. They call us very often.
Wait, can we pause because I think Taylor Swift just texted me and I have to get back to her. So we were reading this article that kind of started with a Taylor Swift lyric and kind of talking about her relationship with Travis as this soulmate, kind of idealistic relationship. And with Grandma, what's the article called?
Well, the article is written by Brad Wilcox of the Wall Street. He wrote this article for the Wall Street Journal, and it's basically says, "Don't buy the soulmate myth." And he's written several books and done a lot of work on this subject with other people as well who talk about relationships and whatever. And he basically is on my side of the
Which
spectrum.
is why you pulled the article.
Well,
to
I
discuss.
pulled it. Well, I wanted you to read it. It's very interesting because because it's coming from somebody who's certainly studied the topic and believes the myth of the soulmate is really a myth. Because, if you can have a soulmate for a minute and then what happens to the rest of your life, it doesn't necessarily the same feelings, the same sex, the same chemistry, just is impossible to sustain in 99% of the people.
So I feel like we should pull a stat or two, but basically they were saying that doing polls of people and stuff, there's either believing in the soulmate myth or prioritizing family.
Family, right.
And most people who believed in soulmates got divorced.
73% of Americans believe that soulmates are destined to stay together.
So most Americans think that, but is it true?
But it is unfortunately not true.
What's that quote?
In one study, couples who believe marriage is mostly about intense romantic connection were twice as likely to divorce as those who believed it's all about family.
Okay, but can I just say, I don't understand why you can't have high values about family and also have a romantic connection.
No, he's saying you can, but the problem is if you put too much emphasis on only looking for the soulmate, you'll never find it, because a relationship is more than chemistry. We've discussed this. It's about forming family ties, about wanting the same things, family values. It's not always about sustaining this fabulous chemical attraction.
He doesn't say that you can't find it. He just says that you run into trouble.
You run into trouble, and you need to have more than just the butterflies to sustain a long time relationship. And I think that's really true. I think people have to be a little more realistic. I think the most sad thing that I find, and I'm the biggest abuser of it, thank heavens I'm married 60 years, is I love to watch the Hallmark Channel and all the rom-coms. They are so always predictable. When you're down in the dumps, you can turn that channel on, and it's always everyone falls in love. They are all in a gazebo getting married, and everybody's on a beautiful street where there's no garbage.
It's definitely a study in American culture when you think about how it really affects the psychology of people.
And people have built that up so that they're really expecting it, and it's a very fall from grace type of thing, because it's impossible. No town looks like those towns that they have in those rom-coms.
But I think the point of the thesis of this is that people are finding it. It's just they are not aligned in other ways
and then
have
it doesn't
marriage,
last.
And then it doesn't last. It's not saying that doesn't exist or anything.
No, of course not.
Because people obviously get butterflies and they have that chemistry and whatever.
But what he's saying is it should be developed over more family values, and also have date nights, have other things that make your brain get excited to be with each other, but not on a continual basis of highs.
But how
it's
sad
impossible
to think about, okay, I'll just focus on family values and not connection.
Well, I don't think he says that, but it shouldn't be completely on the chemistry part. Because but it's not obvious. People are dreaming, and they dream that every relationship is going to be perfect, and relationships need to be worked at. Once you've decided, I like the fellow, and for whatever reason it could be, or the woman, it could be many different things. I like the way she works. I like the way she looks. I like the way she gives to her family. I like the way she gives to her community. I think once you've established that this is somebody you really want to make a long-term commitment to, you have to have lots of different things that add to that relationship. The chemistry is one. It shouldn't be foremost. It's got to be there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be foremost. And I think that was basically what he was trying to say, that 3:00 in the morning when the kids are crying and screaming, I don't think you're having a tremendous desire to have sex with your partner.
One thing I thought was interesting in the article also, I believe it's how he ended it, was that what makes a person most satisfied in life is not fulfillment in their job or activities, but actually having a good marriage. I think it was how he ended it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's
well, he actually ends it with, so if Travis ends up popping the question this Valentine's Day after Super Bowl, he hopes that he and Taylor come to appreciate that a dazzling haze of romance is indeed a magical feeling, but it's not nearly enough for getting it forever and ever.
Because that's lyrics for her song from
Right.
Lover.
And that's
Forever.
really the interesting thing. He's not saying that you shouldn't have a feeling, but it's got to be based on more than just a feeling. You got to really work at something together, and that's what I firmly believe. I really do believe.
I
that.
think it's okay to still be idealistic and like have that hope for that connection, while also knowing it, like you have to have the same values and be grounded in like doing good for each other and for a family unit. Like, I'm one of the most daydreamy people you'll meet.
You are, Kim.
And I still don't think like if I was like, oh my gosh, I have this connection, I'll marry them. If none of that was on the table, like I think everyone still has common sense.
Right. Well,
I don't
that's
think
what
it's
we're
either
sending
or.
out to our viewers. We want to hope that people look at things realistically and make sure when you're making your choices, don't just base it on one thing.
I don't think it should just be based on
Correct.
yours or just be
Correct.
based on mine.
It's a blend. It's a blend of all the good things and some of the bad, and you have to figure out the balance to make a good relationship.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just thinking, like, this is the day after Valentine's Day that people
We'll hear this.
So I want to hear from all of you guys how your Valentine's Days went. If you have any questions like, oh my gosh, I didn't know what I should have ordered on this dinner date, or was it appropriate to go home with them, or how do you flirt on a date, or things like that you realize, remember to ask us, because we would definitely talk about it with you. And also, like, I was thinking about like saying goodbye on a date too. I mean, it's always kind of, do you kiss? Do you not? Do you just say, okay, have a good one? It's always sort of like an awkward moment.
I don't know. I think, nowadays, if you give somebody a kiss, it's no big deal. It's
COVID.
Oh, it's COVID? I don't even think about COVID
Cooties.
anymore. But I think everybody hopefully had a wonderful day, and will now go on to the next thing. Oh, and also Mardi Gras ended on Tuesday. So that was a big celebration down in New Orleans.
Well, my
and
brother
so many,
goes to school in New
right,
Orleans.
and
That's
so
why.
many. No, I saw it. It was on TV here. It's one of the greatest parades that we have in America, which is fun and makes people celebrate community. And also, it's for a lot of different charities. They really do raise a lot of money from those floats for different charities in the local area. And so I think all of this is good. We needed a little lightness in February because we've had a harsh few months in reality. And so I'm hoping that everybody got a little love in the last few days. And that would be my message to all of you. Spread a little happiness.
Okay, and to finish out the episode, we're going to do our 1950s movie of the week.
And naturally, it's a Doris Day movie.
And the movie is The Thrill of It All.
Which, for those who love Doris Day, realize that nothing ever went wrong in her life. So let's watch it.
Yes, it did.
Whatever went
But then
wrong.
She was always in something like
She
that
was
an
always in
issue.
trouble.
Yeah.
She was always in trouble, but it always ended up, she looked beautiful and ended up with the guy at the end, and they were happily ever after. So let's do a happily ever after again. If you want to rethink Valentine's Day for the second time, watch it again tonight.
Okay, another great episode of Excuse My Grandma. Follow us on social media, Excuse My Grandma. You can see all the fun things I did for Fashion Week last week. You can see all of our Valentine's outfits that we wore last night. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.